welcome. I'm Todd. Hazel's at work and Leilani's in school. Well, it was 2 months ago today that I started this little channel, and we now have about 3 dozen subscribers. I want to say thank you very much to each and every one of you. As you may know, we started this channel in addition to our original channel, which is our Philippine Life. After we made the decision not to move to the Philippines, I have to say that was a difficult decision to make, because for the past 10 years or more, we had been planning on making that move. And we went to a lot of effort to organize everything, and we were all set to go. In fact, by this time, I honestly thought we would be in the Philippines permanently. However, because of the reports we've been hearing about the increasing levels of violence in the Philippines, and I'm not just talking about the Muslims, but President Duterte's war on drugs has expanded to basically anyone, man, woman, or child, who is accused of using drugs or being related to someone who uses drugs, or in any way, shape, or form is connected to substance abuse of any kind. And no arrest warrant is needed. People can be killed on the streets or anywhere just because someone says they think you might be affiliated with drugs. And that's a pretty scary thing, especially if you have some neighbors that don't like you very much. There are no restraints on the police officers, and Duterte has recently said that if you are accused of resisting arrest, you can be shot and killed. I mean, it just keeps expanding the groups of people who can be shot and killed without trial or arrest even. And some of the people who are arrested are later shot and killed in their jail cells. I mean, it's just a long story, and it's not very pretty. And I think the final nail in the coffin for us was when we heard that these big, beautiful gated communities with 24-hour roving security guards and all kinds of protection for the residents, really, they're very vulnerable. People can come into those gated communities by bribing the security guards, and robberies have been made, and worse things certainly could happen, and in some cases have happened. So anyways, after a decade of planning and preparation and getting ready for the big move, we decided we're going to stay here in Florida. And now, for us, the big move is something that will probably happen in another year or two, when we move from St. Petersburg down to Sarasota. Now, we haven't absolutely decided finally to live in Sarasota, but that's where we're looking at. We're also considering Safety Harbor to the north of us, which is a nice place. But I used to live in Sarasota, and it's a very beautiful city, and beautiful beaches. And so that's kind of the direction we're thinking of, mainly because it's a quiet, peaceful, beautiful neighborhood, and the schools are very good in terms of the quality of the education you get. Sadly, the Pinellas County schools, not my first choice. You know, right now we don't have a choice because we live here, but that could change. And I think by June of 2018, we'll probably be in a financial situation where we can go ahead and buy a house somewhere, probably Sarasota. And we're already in contact with a few different realtors, and so they're kind of scouting around for us. One big hitch in the whole shebang is Hazel's job. She's very reluctant to leave it because she's very successful there and making a good salary. And so understandably, she's not eager to give up her day job, as it were. Of course, I tell her that she can find other banking jobs or other jobs in the financial world, wealth preservation, wealth management type jobs. She might need some additional training or even college, which is fine with me. But she's a little hesitant about leaving a place where she's doing so well, and I don't blame her at all. That's one reason we're looking at Safety Harbor, is because it's a much closer drive to her employment than Sarasota would be. It doesn't necessitate a lot of time on the interstate, and so it's a safer drive. And she does not currently have an operator's license. She does have a learner's permit. And one thing that has happened in the past 2 months is she started taking driver's education classes. She has a driving instructor with his own car, and he takes her out for 90 minutes Saturday morning and 90 minutes Sunday afternoons. And then I also practice with her with parking and driving down some quiet roads in our car. And she's learning, and she's about halfway through that program now. She's had 4 classes so far, 90 minutes each, and she's got 4 more yet to go. And then she'll take her driver's exam, and hopefully she'll get her license. And that will, you know, broaden or widen her horizon a bit in terms of where she can go, going grocery shopping, for example, without needing me to chauffeur her around, or just driving back and forth to work. We'd need a second car, of course, but, you know, that's a doable thing. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Also, in the past couple of months, Leilani has started kindergarten. Yay! She's very excited about that. And she's doing very well. She's been getting A's and B's in her program. And we're very proud of her. And she's always in VPK, even she was at the top of her class, and she continues to be. And that's good. She's a smart little girl. And so one other big update was we were thinking about flying back to the Philippines to take care of some legal business to get her dual citizenship and her Philippine passport, and also have a certain legal document notarized by a Philippine notary. Well, fortunately, we were able to take care of all that right here in the U.S. by having Hazel fly up to Washington, D.C. all by herself. She was a little nervous, but I told her she'd be fine, and she was. So she flew up to Washington, D.C., spent a day at the Philippine Embassy. She got her dual citizenship status taken care of for herself and for Leilani. And She got her paper notarized, and she has now received her Philippine passport in addition to her U.S. passport. So that was quite an accomplishment, and I'm proud of her for taking care of all that, getting that done. And she may actually still have to go to the Philippines around Christmas time, because there's a problem getting a hard copy of our beachfront lot's title, the deed to the property. They don't want to give it to us readily for some reason, and so we need to have somebody in person to go into the title office and claim it, and that's over in Cebu. And for some reason her family members have not been able to do that. So it looks like Hazel will end up flying to the Philippines after all, just to pick up her title and speak with a realtor about posting it in the Philippines for sale. And, you know, she'll be there a few days and fly right home again. Not a wasted trip entirely, because it's important that we get the title in hand and, you know, post it for sale in the Philippines, and which we have not been willing to do until we get a copy of the title in our little hands, you know, so we can say, yes, here it is, you know. So she may have to do that in December, which is when her next vacation is. And as she goes, I hope she will take lots of video, and, you know, we'll post that. That'll probably be posted at our Philippine Life. But in any case, we're making progress. Hazel is learning to drive, and Leilani is making great progress in kindergarten. And me, you know, I'm retired. I have to say, being retired is a little bit of an adjustment. Maybe in a couple weeks when I do another vlog, I'll go into that in a little more detail. But, you know, for someone who has worked all their life to suddenly be retired is a bit of an adjustment. It just is. You know, you get up every morning, get dressed, go to your job, your job, which for many years I was self-employed, but I've also worked for big mental health agencies as well. I was a licensed psychotherapist. Well, I still am a psychotherapist. I'm just not employed or working in any capacity at all. And the main reason for that is after my automobile accident, when was that? December 21st of 2013. I haven't really been able to work consistently. My official retirement date was September 1st of 2013. But I was hoping to putter around in private practice for a while, and after the accident, I just really couldn't do that. Mainly because I'm always going to the doctor for one darn thing or another. Various surgeries and procedures and therapies related to my accident. And, you know, here we are almost 4 years later, 3.5, 4 years later. And I'm not feeling any better, really. And there's not a whole lot that can be done. I've seen pain management doctors, I've done the physical therapy, taken the pills, done all that. So I just don't really see me getting much better. So I'm finding things to do with my time. And for a while there, I was vlogging at Our Philippine Life. Now I'm vlogging for Our American Life. And playing computer games and watching videos on YouTube and watching DVDs, you know, movies and going for walks around the neighborhood and going for drives in the car, and sometimes I'll go to the theater and see a movie or something, take myself out to lunch. But I don't get around as much as I used to, and the muscle fatigue and the back pain and the throbbing knees is just a little bit much for me. And, you know, I don't know what more to say about that. It just is what it is. But I'm getting used to the idea of retirement. Oh, and I did actually apply for my pension August 21st, which was just a couple weeks ago. 1 week ago? Yeah, just 1 week ago, August 21st. I applied for my pension. That will come to me in January of 2018. So at least I'll have some money coming in. Yay. Money's always nice, right? I don't know what more to say about that. I'm retired. I've dreamed of it all my life, and now it just smack dab hit me in the face. And there you go. So I'll let you know how it works out. I'm hoping if I can get my crew together, maybe tomorrow we'll drive down to Bradenton, which is just north of Sarasota, see the South Florida Museum. Unfortunately, Snooty the manatee was not well cared for and has died. And it was the world's oldest living manatee, and now it's just a dead manatee. But I've seen Snooty many times. Leilani was a baby last time she saw Snooty, so she won't remember that. But we'll see the museum, and more importantly, we'll see the Bishop Planetarium, which is one of the, no, absolutely, it is the most sophisticated, big, beautiful planetariums I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's just amazing. It's like sitting on the bridge of the USS Enterprise, the Starship Enterprise, and watching the stars fly by. It's not like the old school planetariums with that big double ball thing moving around in the center. This is just a big domed room, and everybody sits kind of in a semicircle at the back, and the lights go down and the stars come up, and it's just like, wow. And so I'm going to enjoy that. They have 3 star shows, 3 different star shows tomorrow morning. If I can get my crew down there by 11 a.m., we'll see all 3 of them. The ticket prices are like $20 a head, and there's 3 of us. But it'll be well worth it, I think. And of course, I can't do a video inside the planetarium, but maybe I can get some video of the museum and going to a nice restaurant in Bradenton. So, God willing, knock on wood, that's on the schedule for tomorrow. And again, I want to say thank you to everyone who followed us over from our Philippine Life to our new channel, our American Life. Unfortunately, I'm not able to advertise it the way I was able to with our Philippine Life, because YouTube, after the YouTube apocalypse a few months ago, they've completely redone the rules for new channels. So unless you've got 10,000 views and 1,000 subscribers, they don't really even want to acknowledge that you exist. They kind of keep you in a dark corner of the internet somewhere. And so unless you just happen to know we're there, you're probably not going to find us. So please tell your friends if you like our channel. Let your friends know. And we do have a Facebook page to our American Life on Facebook. And we have our own private Facebook page for our family, people that we know personally. Um, so if you would like to, go to Facebook and search for Our American Life. There's also a page for Our Philippine Life, too. That's a separate page. And feel free to take a look at Our Philippine Life. Subscribe if you have not. And if you would, please subscribe to Our American Life. Tell your friends and share the videos, like and subscribe on YouTube. And thank you very much for everyone who already has. We really appreciate it. And as the weeks and months and years go by, we will continue with our vlogs and videos of our little adventures wherever we go here in Florida or elsewhere. And when we get ready to make the big move, which now is going to be more towards like Sarasota instead of around the world of the Philippines, but still, it's a big move. It's the first time I've ever owned a house. So, first time for Hazel too, so it's a big deal for us. And so we'll keep you posted on that. And just stay tuned. And thank you for watching. Till next time, bye-bye.